Welcome back, everybody, to the Soup Bowl. I am your host, Renee Murdoch. I am so happy that you are with us, that you are liking, that you're sharing, that you're listening, that you're going on this journey with me. Why? Because we were never meant to do life alone, and I am so happy to be going on this journey with you as well. Look, in the Soup Bowl, we know that life gets messy, and with that messiness, we can clean it up, we can talk about it, we can learn about it, and we can grow from it. And so we're going to continue down this path of what this true transformation looks like, what change look like, what are the things that we need to do to get there. And so we're going to be talking about, this word that we don't seem to like, that we really need a lot of in our country, and that is discipline. And how discipline is bridging right to where we need to go. So you know that between desire and destiny is discipline. It's not the hype, it's not the talent, no matter how much you have, it's not about luck, but it's about discipline, because motivation actually fades. It literally dwindles off, but discipline remains if you are willing to go through it. Will you choose discipline? Everybody has desire. You desire a better body, a better physique, you want better financial stability, you desire peace, you desire impact, you desire influence, right? You want to be a superstar, all of these things, right, that a lot of us are desiring. We desire to be married, we desire to have a big house, we desire to have, fancy cars or whatnot. But desire is emotional and desire is structural. And what connects them? Yep, you got it. You got it. You got it. It's discipline. You don't rise to dreams, right? You fall into systems and structures because structure protects, right, your purpose. And motivation is just a visitor. It's passing by. Again, it dwindles off. It shows up when the music is loud and when the speech is powerful and when the mood is right. But discipline really lives within a quiet space. It wakes us up when we don't even want to do it. It moves us when no one is watching, right? So it's like, watch me while I work. No, watch me, right, as I've done the work. Because a lot of times what you see in the spotlight, what you see on social media, what you see on people's real wins, and not the fake ones, but the real wins, is because there was discipline in the quiet space. Discipline executes without applause. When there's nobody watching, it takes discipline. I don't wait to feel ready. I move because I decided to. There's a need for structure in every single one of our lives. We need a system. And here's the thing about structure. Structure is actually protecting your purpose. And if your life has no structure, chaos will always be in the room. If there's no schedule, distractions will win. If there's no budget, spending wins. You're broke. You don't know what happened to your money. If there's no plan, then procrastination sets in. Chaos doesn't need an invitation. It's already there waiting. It walks in when structure is actually absent. Your flesh wants to believe, it restricts you, but structure is actually ordering you. Ordering your footsteps to your destiny. Ordering your footsteps to your purpose. Ordering your footsteps to your becoming. When you are out of order, you are actually out of place. You need to be saying to yourself, I build systems because systems are building me. Now, systems are actually strategic. If you want to work out, you schedule it. It becomes part of your system. If you want to read, you set a time aside. It becomes a part of your system. If you want to save, then you make some of your bills automated. Like if you still like going like literally into the bank, every month to pay something, or you're writing your checks, you're a little bit behind in the 21st century, right? Because you can make some things automated. And I remember, I as I was going through school, I'm a very structured person. I needed to know, like, okay, this is the class. What is it, that I'm going to be learning? What books do I need? Excuse me. I needed everything up front because I needed structure. And I needed a system to be in place because at the end of this, I knew that my motivation might run out, but my discipline is what was going to get me to the finish line. A lot of people start and then they quit. A lot of people start and then they quit. A lot of people start because they quit. They don't know their why. They're not disciplined enough to sit down and figure out their why. When I started my doctoral program, I remember, the professors, and they're like, you're going to have to restructure your life. If you want to finish this, you're going to have to restructure some things. And I was like, well, that's not a problem. I can do that. But when it came to the things that I thought that were important to me, that brought some type of value, but really it was bringing like false validation, was like all of these volunteer organizations that I was a part of, all of these teams that I was a part of. And the funny thing about it is that when I had to let it go so I can move in the direction that I knew I had to go, the people were applying pressure. Oh, you sure you want to do that? We can work with you, this and that, whatever. And then when I said no, then actually it changed. So, okay, you're not my people. That's fine. I'll just keep it moving. But the discipline is what gave me the finish. The discipline is what gave me the cap. The discipline is what allowed, me to be walking across that stage and getting the grades that I got. Because I said, okay, from this time to this time, I'm going to study. From this time, I'm going to write. I need to write this many words a day so I can complete this assignment. It was discipline. And in that, there was structure. And in that, I created a system. I created a system in my home. Hey, at this time from 5 to 8, I'm invisible. You do not see me. And then one of the children would come and I'd be like, you do not see me. I'm not here. Go talk to another adult. If you're not bleeding, okay, if you're not dying, you're okay. Go talk to somebody else. I set up a system. Okay. And systems are very strategic. You don't need the hype, right? You don't need it, but you need a repeatable patterns. And that's what I was showing you. It was repeatable. This is what I was doing every single day. And I had 1 day of rest. 1 day of rest. And it was on Sunday. I would go to worship and I would come home and I would rest. I didn't even cook dinner. My baby is so great. I didn't even cook dinner during this time because we had a conversation because I was setting up a system and I needed to make sure that I needed rest. So in this, building this system, the system was building me at the same time. It was showing me that I needed endurance in the times where the motivation failed out. So you are shaped by what you repeat daily and not occasionally. Now, there is obedience to this, and obedience is better than sacrifice. When we don't obey, we lose out on the promise, We must be obedient to setting that alarm and putting those boundaries in place and sticking to those commitments. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is often based upon consistency. It's not about, I'm telling you, it's not about your skills and your talent, but it's about consistency. And if your life feels chaotic, check your structure. If your goals feel distant, check your system. If your progress feels slow, check your consistency. Small changes plus daily obedience equals a massive transformation. So I want you to get a sticky note, a Post-it note, a card, get your phone, or whatever that it may be. I'm always about writing things down so you can see it before you and you can go back and recall it. And I want you to say, I will build my life on consistency. Place this somewhere where you can see it. And if your life is having no structure, chaos will always be in the room. I want you to win. I want you to win. So these are some practical things that you can do to do that. So we're out of time for today. Do know that leading is teachable. Let's connect even more. Come to the website at www.4mosaic.com. I'm here for you. Let's chat it up. Let's talk about it. So until next time, I love you, and there's nothing that you can do about it.